Welcome to our video today where we will be exploring how much it would cost to build the pyramids in modern times. The ancient Egyptians constructed these impressive structures over 4,500 years ago, using only basic tools and manpower. But with modern technology and resources, how much would it cost to replicate their achievements today? This is what we're going to analyze in this video. But first, if you are watching our videos and enjoying it, please consider hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We will always be bringing you interesting content like this, so thank you. But the pyramids and their cost in modern times? Well, to answer this question, we first need to understand how the pyramids were built. The process was a massive undertaking that took decades to complete, involving thousands of workers, and required an enormous amount of resources. The first consideration when it comes to building the pyramids today is the cost of labor. In ancient times, labor was cheap and plentiful, but today, it is much more expensive. We need to understand that one of the key factors that contributed to the construction of megaprojects in ancient times was the use of slave labor. Slavery was widespread in ancient societies, and slaves were used to build the pyramids, the Great Wall, and other megaprojects. Slaves were forced to work long hours in harsh conditions, and their labor was often unpaid. This allowed rulers to mobilize large numbers of workers without incurring significant costs, making the construction of megaprojects financially feasible. In addition to slave labor, the power of kings played a significant role in the construction of megaprojects. Kings were often seen as divine or semi-divine figures with supreme authority, and their power was absolute. This allowed them to command vast resources and mobilize massive labor forces to undertake ambitious construction projects. Kings were able to enforce their will on their subjects, and any opposition was swiftly dealt with, ensuring that the projects were completed on time and to their specifications. Moreover, the construction of megaprojects was often seen as a symbol of a king's power and authority. Building grand monuments and structures was a way for kings to demonstrate their wealth, power, and legitimacy as rulers. The construction of megaprojects was a way to glorify a king's legacy and cement their place in history. The more grand and impressive the structure, the more powerful the king was perceived to be. To build the pyramids today, we would need to employ a large number of skilled workers, engineers, architects, and managers to oversee the project. These professionals would need to be paid competitive wages, which would significantly drive up the cost. The second consideration is the cost of materials. The ancient Egyptians used limestone and granite to build the pyramids, and these materials are still readily available today. However, the cost of quarrying and transporting these materials has increased significantly over the years. In addition, modern building codes and safety regulations would require us to use more durable and fire-resistant materials, which would further increase the cost. This again brings us to a comparison of the power of rulers in ancient times. They owned expanses of land whose size was unmatched. They were true empires, and everything that was on their land belonged to them. Therefore, a king could decide to build a megaproject out of his head and just need to order it to be done. He would not have to worry about any of the things we mentioned, such as regulation codes, or even the cost of these materials, which were abundant in his lands. Another significant factor in the cost of building the pyramids today would be the cost of transportation. The ancient Egyptians used the Nile River to transport the stones from the quarries to the construction sites. Today, we would need to transport the materials over land, which would require a massive fleet of trucks and heavy equipment. This would significantly increase the cost of the project. Finally, we need to consider the cost of the technology required to build the pyramids today. The ancient Egyptians used simple tools such as copper chisels and wooden sleds to move the stones. Today, we would need advanced machinery such as cranes, bulldozers, and excavators to complete the project. The cost of this technology would be significant and would likely be one of the most expensive components of the project. So, how much would it cost to build the pyramids in modern times? The answer is not straightforward, as it would depend on a variety of factors, including labor costs, material costs, transportation costs, and technology costs. However, based on our analysis, we can safely say that it would cost billions and billions of dollars to replicate the achievements of the ancient Egyptians. While it would be a significant feat of engineering, it would require a massive investment of resources and would likely take decades to complete. It is also worth considering that such a project would never be approved because it would have to be built with public money, and today we live in democracies, not in empires ruled by semi-divine kings who could and even would like to build engineering marvels to glorify themselves. In conclusion, the construction of megaprojects in ancient times was made possible by the use of slave labor and the power of kings. The use of slave labor allowed rulers to mobilize massive labor forces without incurring significant costs, while the power of kings allowed them to command vast resources and enforce their will on their subjects. The construction of megaprojects was a way for kings to demonstrate their wealth, power, and authority, and the grandness of the structures reflected the king's perceived greatness. While the use of slavery is not acceptable in modern times, the construction of megaprojects in ancient times remains a testament to the power and ingenuity of human civilization. So, if we want to see some great wonder being built, we better hope that some multi-billionaire decides to do something like that. But it is very likely that not even Elon Musk's fortune would be enough to reproduce the greatness of the pyramids. It would be easier for Elon Musk to build megaprojects on Mars. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please leave up a comment below, check up our last videos, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.